Thank you for staying with us. We continue here. The Special Investigations Unit has welcomed the Constitutional Court ruling which confirms the powers and jurisdiction of Special Tribunal. Now, earlier today, the Apex Court ruled that the Special Tribunal is not a court, but that it holds the jurisdiction and powers to adjudicate reviews brought by the SIU. In a statement, the tribunal says the judgment sets precedents that corruption will not be tolerated and that the SIU will continue to strike against corruption. For more on this, we're joined by SIU spokesperson Kaizer Kganyago. Mr. Kganyago, a pleasure to have you on the program this evening. Firstly, give us the SIU's general reactions to the Constitutional Court's ruling.
Thank you very much, and thank you to your viewers. We are really elated as the SIU because we have been waiting for this judgment for a very long time, and it is a judgment that basically says that we are on the right track, and the fact that in terms of our legislation, we have got an establishment of a special tribunal, and now its powers has been clearly made to be lawful, and just confirming the work that they are doing, and so that they are able to continue with their work. Therefore, we are really elated as the SIU. We now know that in as much as they say that it is the Special Tribunal is not a court, but we now know that it holds jurisdiction and it has got the powers to adjudicate and review all the matters that are brought by the SIU. And that, to us, is a very big announcement or judgment, because it now says we can continue with our work and make sure that we deal with the issues that has to be before the tribunal in a speedy manner.
Insofar as the Ledla structural development case, for the benefit of our viewers who aren't familiar with this case of this company linked to a tender fraud that was linked to the COVID PPE, explain to us the background of this particular case.
Yes, if people will remember that when we were busy with the PPE investigation, we then came across some corruption that was happening in the Department of Health in Gauteng, and this company, Ledla Structural Development, was involved in such kind of corruption, where they were involved with the company, the Royal Bata, if people still remember.
Yeah.
And therefore, at that point, we were able to establish that there was corruption that was happening, and then we went to the court to then freeze the amount of money that were in the account, because we needed to recover, and then went further to then recover those monies from them later on. But then they felt that they needed to now question the powers of the Special Tribunal, and then also question the jurisdiction of the Special Tribunal, and that is why they took this matter to the Constitutional Court, and we then defended the matter, and today is a judgment that affirms the work that was done by the Special Tribunal.
Now, this is not the first time we're seeing the freezing of accounts and efforts to also recover some money, allegedly, that comes as the proceed of corrupt activity. What message does this send, especially in efforts to tackle graft, which is linked to the COVID-19 tenders and other similar cases as well?
I think this judgment sends a message that everybody's efforts are needed to fight corruption, and it also affirms the act that we are created under. You'll remember that the Special Tribunal and ourselves are as a result of a Special Investigating Unit and Special Tribunal Act of 1996. Therefore, if you read in the judgment today, for example, you will see that they are quoting the Act and saying that the Act was established, among other things, will establish the Special Tribunal to address rampant corruption in all its forms of malfeasance in the country. And that in itself says, this judgment reinforces the fact that we need to continue to work in fighting corruption in this country, and it makes sure that nobody questions the efforts that we do, because when people know that we have got evidence against them and they know that they cannot challenge the evidence, they then turn into trying to challenge the technicalities, and they were trying to do that here, and now we are happy that this matter is now settled by the Constitutional Court, and we can move forward, energized as the SIU, to deal with corruption and take these matters to the Special Tribunal, and where they will be acted upon in a speedy manner.
Now, there's often a general sentiment that the wheels of justice turn very slowly in this country. Lastly, just provide us an update on other cases which are worth mentioning in your view, which are linked to tender fraud related to these PPE contracts.
Obviously, you would know that we have concluded the PPE investigation. We are now at a stage where there is consequence management, and these are some of the cases. This one is one example, but you would know that we dealt with the issue of digital vibes. We have dealt with the issue of those ambulances that were in the Eastern Cape, which resulted in the MEC in that particular instance having been removed, and the same applied in Gauteng. And there are many others that we are looking into so that there is implementation. As you might have realized, 2 days ago, we announced, I think it was yesterday, we announced the fact that the head of department in Limpopo wanted to challenge our freezing order at the tribunal, and it was rejected.
Yeah.
Therefore, you can see that a lot of work is going into the issue of consequence management, and we'll deal with that going forward with each and every case, working together with all the other law enforcement agencies.
That was SIU spokesperson, Kaizer Kganyago, of course, giving us an update there, with the SIU having welcomed the Constitutional Court's ruling, which effectively confirms the powers and jurisdiction of the Special Tribunal.